Oh man, wrestling this week. What is going on other than Monday Night Raw? What's going on, man? Welcome to Anonymous Lucas, WWE Smackdown Friday Night Smackdown, April 11, 2025 review. Today being April 12, 2025. And I am freaking tired. I don't know why. It's not that bad outside. Is it cold a little bit? Yes, I would say so. It's going to have 48 today. Obviously, it is cold, but still. It's kind of dampy weather to me. That's why I'm freaking cold and tired, to say the least. Actually, I kind of feel hot when I think about it. It's whatever, dude, to say the least. I want to get right into SmackDown, man. You want to know why? There's not a lot to talk about in this freaking SmackDown. And it's your 2 shows of SmackDown before WrestleMania. Next week being April 9th, 18th of 2025 will be the last episode of SmackDown before WrestleMania. Oh man, this is not a good show. I mean, it was okay, just very boring, bro. Very, very boring, to say the least. This is supposed to be WrestleMania, supposed to be these big-time shows where SmackDown is barely even delivering. Outside CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins in the show a couple times. Rey Fenix just debuted on the scene in WWE. He's been solid so far the last 2 weeks or so. You know, a fun match against Humberto Carrillo on last night. And a bunch of mid shit, to say the least. I probably put a curse in there, but it's just a mid crap, to say the least, man. Alright, your SmackDown review. Sorry right now. I'm about to go check on follow my Twitter, Lucas C. Allen. Go follow my Instagram and Facebook, No Moments of Lucas. TikTok, No Moments of Lucas. And also Patreon.com/No Moments of Lucas. Get out of this podcast earlier before everybody else. And on the YouTube side of things, I want to happen on every audio platform before that. Now let's get in your SmackDown review intro. Because Nick Aldis, he starts the show and invites Randy Orton to the ring after getting an RKO last week by Orton. By the way, forgot to mention this last week on SmackDown. Kevin Owens now has a neck injury. A severe neck injury. He can miss WrestleMania 42 next year, not just WrestleMania 41. He can miss 42 next year. We wish that man all the best. So thoughts and prayers out to Kevin Owens. That man is a badass man, one of my favorites in all professional wrestling. Wish him all the best in speed recovery for sure, but it's a neck injury. He's got a neck surgery, man. Usually it doesn't go well. He could even be career-ending, an injury. You never know. We'll find out later on. We see Kevin Owens back in the thick of things in WWE. He's not going to come back in 2025. At the earliest, probably say it's the Rumble of 26. At bare minimum. We obviously wish them all the best, though, in all honesty. Randy Orton, and he gets interrupted by... Aldis interrupted Randy Orton and everything. That he needs Orton's respect, and Randy Orton said he has respect for Aldis, but he is angry for not giving Randy Orton his opponent after WrestleMania 41 after obviously Kevin Owens went out the neck injury. And then Solo Sikoa Tama Tonga came out and eventually attacked Orton until LA Knight ran to the ring to make the save for Randy Orton. Oh, please, for the love of God, don't tell me Randy Orton and Solo Sikoa is announced for WrestleMania. I sure hope to freaking God not. It's just WrestleMania card looks like a glorified Raw or SmackDown tape on paper. Other than the select few things like John Cena and Cody Rhodes, triple threat match between Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk. Naomi and Jade Cargill's been built up pretty good fun recently. Other than that, I really couldn't care. It was WrestleMania card. Well, it's advertised, honestly, to say the least. And make the save for Randy Orton, obviously, as well. That's the end of segment number 1. We're in segment number 2 with Bayley and Lyra Valkyria won the Women's Tag Team Championship Gauntlet match. And will face Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez for the WWE Women's World Tag Team Championships at WrestleMania 41. Very freaking stupid, man. I love Bayley. You know how much I love Bayley. I love Liv Morgan and like Lyra Valkyria. I'm not too big on Raquel Rodriguez, but whatever. But, dude. Bayley last year, this was the weirdest freaking bizarrest of a turn ever WrestleMania taken. Bayley was a winner of 2024 Women's Royal Rumble match last year and went on and beat Io Sky for WWE Women's Championship WrestleMania 41 last year. To a year later, challenged her for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Really, bro? Really? You're better off not having her on the show. Literally, I swear to God. First of all, she should have Roxanne Perez. Spoiler, she was on the show last night. She should have had one-on-one between Bayley and Roxanne Perez, not until WrestleMania. But no, we have Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, Women's Intercontinental Champion, team up against Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez to challenge for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Why? I do like the decent chemistry that Lyra Valkyria and Bayley have as a tag team, but still. Do you care about the Women's Tag Team titles? Because I know I freaking don't. That's sad. So Bayley and Lyra Valkyria won the Women's Gauntlet match to challenge Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez for Women's Tag Team Championship at WrestleMania 41. Also, some Rey Fenix defeating Humberto Carrillo in a very fun match. Probably even better than that last week than Nathan Frazier. I think that big time, honestly. Also, some Zelina Vega defeats Cheslea Green via countout. And I had this notes in my mishap my notes here. Drew McIntyre attacked Damian Priest while Priest was making his entrance, and Drew hit a future shock DDT on the steel steps at ringside of Damian Priest. He just basically destroyed Priest. But this was basically out of order, this one. This is, I believe, was after the Gauntlet match, so it was right before the Rey Fenix and Humberto Carrillo match. That's me a little bit mishap, in all honesty. I apologize for that. I have my notes mixed up here, in all honesty. I pretty much apologize for that for sure. Also, since Zelina Vega defeating Cheslea Green via count, like I said, also, that was just a stupid match, though, too. And I love both women. We're also discussing Tiffany Stratton, the reigning defending WWE Women's Champion. She defeats Roxanne Perez. Roxanne took another freaking pinfall loss last night. You know, it's a solid match with her and Tiffany Stratton. I mean, those two, if you have a bad match, Tiffany Stratton and Roxanne Perez, you must be watched as a booker, dude, right? But Tiffany Stratton defeats Roxanne Perez, and she immediately gets attacked by Charlotte Flair after the match. It was better than last week, I'll give you that. But it was not that much better in all honesty either. Also, in LA Knight and Randy Orton defeats Solo Sikoa Tama Tonga in the main event. Let's go to today's podcast. You gotta join maybe. It's always this week's SmackDown review from April 11th, 2025. Starting with, you guessed it. Starting with Nick Aldis, the reigning SmackDown General Manager. I don't know why I said reigning SmackDown General Manager. He's just the General Manager of Friday Night Smackdown. Nick Aldis starts the show and invites Randy Orton to the ring after getting an RKO last week by Orton, and Aldis told Orton that he needs Orton's respect, and Orton told Aldis he has his respect for Aldis, but he's angry for not giving Randy Orton his opponent for WrestleMania 41. And then Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga came out and eventually attacked Orton until LA Knight ran to the ring to make the save. This is a freaking formulaic freaking main event for last night. Randy Orton and LA Knight versus Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga. This gets also just a little bit in Star Wars formulaic as well. C+ is your grade. Not bad, not great, obviously. Right in the freaking middle. And I just bores the shit out of me. Like, what are we doing? C+ is your grade. Not I mean be generous a tiny bit, man. Like, what are we doing? Please, why the guy you're teasing Solo Sikoa challenging Randy Orton at WrestleMania because Kevin Owens is not clear to compete. We wish that man all the best. If he's not getting dream, wish that man all the best is Kevin Owens. Why the living hell do we need Solo Sikoa and Randy Orton for WrestleMania? If you are teasing that, you could have had like Aleister Black make his return if like a mystery. He's kind of like Seth Rollins a couple years ago. When Seth Rollins has an open challenge for Vince McMahon, he picked his opponent, obviously. And so now came returning Cody Rhodes from obviously leaving All Elite Wrestling and joining World Wrestling Entertainment WWE. And the story finished from there. No pun intended. But so you could have like Randy Orton have an issue of open challenge, and outcomes like Aleister Black, Rusev, formerly known as Miro, obviously Malachi Black being Aleister Black. You have somebody else you don't know about. Maybe it's an NXT wrestler. Maybe it's like, I don't know. I don't even know. Maybe it's Trick Williams. I doubt that, but you get the point, people. Like, what are we doing? You could have Aleister Black, Rusev, or somebody else make their return at WrestleMania and be a pretty fun thing. Not as big as Cody Rhodes. Maybe Aleister Black may become the closest. But, dude, you could have easily had that. There's still a small opportunity. You still can have that still. But you're teasing Solo Sikoa right now. I'd be shocked if W doesn't go full far with that. We'll ain't find out, man. This could only give a C+ to start the show. Freaking formulaic start to Monday Night for Monday Night Raw. Friday Night Smackdown. He's why I say Monday Night Raw. Whatever, dude. Moving on to Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. They won the women's tag team gauntlet match and will face Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships at WrestleMania 41 on Night 2, I believe. Yes, Night 2. The card was announced last night. It was Night 2. Was Bayley and Lyra Valkyria versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez for Women's Tag Team Championships. I didn't give a crap for the gauntlet match. 80% of this gauntlet match was big time for Maxine Dupree and Natalya. I love Natty dearly. That was filler. Can't even freaking speak. Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. I love doing as a tag team. The only tag team in this freaking division, full throttle tag team. Who else you got in this match? You got B-Fab and Mia Yim. Don't get me started with that. I love Mia Yim and I don't really care about B-Fab as much. And somebody else. I forgot, dude. Wait, pardon me, I guess. Oh, it was Piper Niven and Alba Fire. But, dude, this was obviously predictable. Obviously predictable. And while we have Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, who just had an Intercontinental Championship match involving Lyra Valkyria and Bayley this past Monday, challenging for the Women's Tag Team Championships at WrestleMania. Why? Oh my god, man. Literally, why? I'm asking, why? How can you defend this, people? How can you defend it? Well, it's going to develop a Bayley heel turn. Even though he challenged Lyra Valkyria again, maybe even beats Lyra for a Women's Intercontinental Championship. You might be right there, and I don't mind that. But do we need a Women's Tag Team Championships involved here? We can need Lyra Valkyria defend her said championship at WrestleMania, as well as one of the two Women's Mid-Card Championships. Because we ain't doing Zelina Vega and Cheslea Green at WrestleMania, I'll tell you that right now. And they ain't doing, what else? I don't know what else you got for Chelsea. Unless you Nikki Bella come back and challenge Cheslea Green for a United States Championship. I don't go about for Cheslea Green whatsoever, though, but you get the point. At least one or two mid-card titles. No, we got none of them. In fact, we got one half of the other champions, Lyra Valkyria, Women's Intercontinental Champion, challenging for the Women's Tag Team Championships with someone last year. She was a World Rumble winner and won the Women's World Championship last year. Does that make any freaking sense to you? The answer is no. B- is your grade. I do like the chemistry Lyra and Bayley possess as a tag team, but I'm not interested in this long term. It's not going to be long term in general. I know that. But still, why can it coexist, pal? Oh my god, man. What are we doing? B- is your grade. All because I like the chemistry Lyra and Bayley possess in this match. Moving on to Rey Fenix. He got his second win straight on his WWE career. He defeats Humberto Carrillo, one half of the Los Garza members, and one half of Legado del Fantasma. This is a freaking banger of a match. B+ is your grade. To think a Humberto Carrillo match get a B+ of a grade in 2025 is insane. But this is a fun match. Rey Fenix is always great, though. Rey Fenix is always freaking great as a tag team, as part of Penta, even better as a singles guy. I stand that bet by that base. And Penta and Rey Fenix are great in general in singles and in tag team capacity as well. It'll be interesting to see when I get that debut back those two and the Brothers Stables and the tag team, the Lucha Brothers and Derby. Should be interesting, dude. Should be quite interesting, to say the absolute least. Moving on, though, to Zelina Vega, who I love dearly, but this match was not freaking good whatsoever. Even this outcome was bizarre as well. Zelina Vega defeats Cheslea Green, a reigning defending Women's United States Champion via countout. A big fat D. Oh my freaking god, man. This match was bizarre. It's not a title match. I was afraid Cheslea Green was going to take a full far loss here. But it was count out. And next, we got a 6-woman tag with Zelina Vega, Katana Chance, and Kaden Carter versus Chelsea, Piper Niven, and Alba Fire. Do you care to go home and listen to WrestleMania? Do you care? Do you care? Seriously, do you freaking care? Because I know I don't. Because I know I freaking don't. Oh my god, man. What are we doing here? You think it'll be good to see Zelina Vega get a win? Even if it's via countout, too. And you want to have your Women's Intercontinental Champion and United States Champion, respectively, the United States being Cheslea Green. I don't care if it's a countout loss. I don't care. An L is an L, dude. A big fat D, man. Like, what are we freaking doing, bro? Did you care? Come on. I love both women. I love Zelina. I love Chelsea. But this match is not freaking it. I'm sorry. D is your grade. Moving on to a match that technically took like the third stage in post grade, but my notes got mixed up here. I'm sorry, people. Drew McIntyre attacked, brutally destroyed Damian Priest while Priest making his entrance to the ring. Or probably a promo, I guess, against Drew. And Drew hit the Future Shock DDT on the steel steps at ringside. This was pretty freaking badass, bro. This made Drew McIntyre a freaking Scottish psychopath. There you go. It made it smell like a freaking psychopath last night. I freaking loved it. This was exactly what I've been actually liking this feud between Priest and McIntyre. I didn't think I was going to like it. But this has actually been pretty fun. I've been few bright spots on SmackDown. This is an A-. Best great on the freaking show, dude. Right neck and neck with Rey Fenix and Humberto Carrillo. This was freaking a beatdown from McIntyre. You know what? Let's have Drew McIntyre beat Damian Priest at WrestleMania 41 next week. I know Drew's like 4-4 at WrestleMania now, but who cares? Like win loss. It feels like. I mean, maybe it's a different conversation between others. You get the point. This is an A- by the best thing on the show, from my honest perspective opinion. A- is your grade. We should definitely have Drew McIntyre beat Damian Priest next week on WrestleMania. Well, I think it's placed for what? Night 1 or night 2? Is it night 1? I don't even freaking remember, dude. I'm sorry. Pardon me, I guess. A- is your grade. And moving on to Tiffany Stratton, my lovely, glorious Tiffany Stratton. The reigning defending WWE Women's Champion. One of my favorites. It's also one of my favorites, Roxanne Perez. But she immediately immediately after the match, Stratton gets attacked by Charlotte Flair after the match as well. B- is your grade. Better than last week between Charlotte and Tiffany's bizarre segment. With the divorce things. Now, I didn't mind it. I didn't mind that part. It's just the execution of it sucked. The execution of last week's the segment sucked between both women. I didn't mind Tiffany bringing up the divorce. Some people are so up in arms about it because they're sensitive as hell. But whatever, dude. It is what it is. You can't fix wrestling community whatsoever. This is a B-, but oh my god, man. I am just over with this feud, though. I'm over it. Get me out of this freaking nightmare of a freaking women's championship match. You would think it's like mighty have fallen for the women's championship last year. You had Bayley and Io Sky compete for a said championship. One of the better stories women's division's told. And since Triple H took it over creative. And then a year later, you have one of the worst feuds of all Triple H's creative. With Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair. This is awful. I don't care what the segment was supposed to go. And by the way, Tiffany Stratton got attacked by Charlotte before the show started, I think. A fan filmed this video where Charlotte Flair attacked Tiffany Stratton. She got her out of her SUV. And it's too late, dude. It's too late to fix this damn feud. It really is. It's too late. Just take your L, Triple H. You better hope for a good match at WrestleMania. If not, this is one of the worst, bizarre freaking outcomes of all honesty. Even if Tiffany retains. I love Tiffany Stratton. She absolutely 1,000% needs to retain that championship too. I stand by that too. But dude, this feud is awful. I don't care if it got fixed a tiny bit. Last leg was better from previous. But that was not saying much. Let's be freaking real. This is a B-minus. So why do you have Roxanne Perez take another freaking L? You split 3 of them in the last 3 weeks or so on NXT. And actually there's another one on the SmackDown. Hey, we saw the main roster though. At least you gotta give it that Triple H. Hopefully, after WrestleMania, she definitely gets called up. But it's a crime to me that she's not competing at Stand Deliver or at WrestleMania, especially against Bayley at WrestleMania. Instead, yeah, Bayley in that freaking tag team title match. Freaking weird, man. B- is your grade. Moving on to your main event. As if I discussed this boring-ass main event. LA Knight, the reigning defending United States champion, and Randy Orton defeats Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga in the main event. Another B-, back-to-back B-minuses. But Tiffany Stratton and Roxanne Perez actually had a decent match, very fun match. For the short time they got it. But this match, the only reason why that got downgraded of a segment, because I didn't care for a Charlotte Flair attack on Tiffany Stratton post-match. I just didn't care. What do you want me to say? This match maybe was just boring as hell. And the thing you have Randy Orton have kind of a potential of Solo Sikoa at WrestleMania 41 is freaking disgusting to just think about. Solo Sikoa is not bad to me. I'm actually quite a decent fan of him, not a big time fan of him. I think he's kind of overhated in the wrestling community. But he's the best Samoan, not even close. He's not even compared to Jacob Fatu at all. Jacob Fatu is way better than Solo, let's be real, people. But dude, I don't think Solo's better than Tama Tonga. I really don't. He's better than Tongaloa. I know Tongaloa fans will be coming at me, but still, he's better than Tongaloa. I'll give you that. But this was just whatever. I didn't care. This main event, this show was freaking boring so much. Other than Rey Fenix and Humberto Carrillo, and Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest, this show was freaking boring as hell. I didn't care for the beginning, I didn't care for the end, I didn't care for decent stuff in the middle. But I don't care. Like, what are we doing? What are we freaking doing, man? At least, John Cena back on SmackDown next week. He's not on Raw. Because Raw, a lot of different stuff. You don't need John Cena on Raw. You can put him back on SmackDown, USA Network. That at least started to draw some of interest, so I like that big time. And Cody Rhodes back on the greatest year. He had a segment last week, a bunch of championships in the ring, including the John Cena spinner belt, WWE Championship spinner belt he had. But this main event was boring as hell. You can't much really care about the John Cena and Cody Rhodes feud compared to this main event on SmackDown. Like, dude, what was this main event for, dude? Who cares? B- is your grade. As for your overall show for Friday Night Smackdown, April 11, 2025, it's also a B-. You kind of generous with that grade as well, if you ask me. And by the way, I'm not going to go to your overall show standings because I have a little bit of tiny bit of announcement, kind of a last-minute announcement to share with you. I am going to be covering AEW Collision this week. I know, call me crazy. But the reason for that is I know Mercedes, my name, my girl's on. I know that. But the reason that is because there's 3 Owen Hart Cup Nation Tournament matches. I'm kind of interested. You have Jamie Hayter and Billy Starks. We have Athena and Harley Cameron. What was the other one? I believe it's... Who the hell is the other one? Involved in the men's, I think, right? I don't know, dude. I forgot. Pardon me, I guess. But I'm going to cover Collision this week. And coming out of Sunday morning, some point maybe Sunday at noon or something like that. It's me very because tomorrow's a normal second episode. Anonymous Lucas podcast, episode number 2 for a 2.0 era as well. So you get double upload day out of me tomorrow. Be grateful for that. Including a lot of different content during happening WrestleMania week as well. So until tomorrow for more content, Anonymous Lucas and YouTube channel, obviously. And there's not going to be a YouTube dedicated video this week. This whole weekend, John. There's a lot of different content for WrestleMania, going weekend and everything. And obviously, just double upload day tomorrow as well. So until tomorrow, for more content, Anonymous Lucas, and obviously on YouTube and everything, and put on all your platforms and Patreon as well. Please, remember, take care. I love you all big time, to say the least, man.